There's been a lot of ideas floated out there with the Mariners suffering injuries this week. J.P. Crawford out 4 to 6 weeks with J.P. Crawford out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken pinky, and Julio Rodriguez on the injured list with a high ankle sprain. Does that mean, Lyle, that the Mariners should reconsider a trade idea for impact bats like Luis Robert Jr.?
They need bats. Shocker. Breaking news here. They need bats. Luis Robert, I'm going to be honest. My opinion still hasn't really changed on this. I think my opinion for a while has been I'm not crazy about the idea. I still don't think I'm crazy about the idea. Number one, as we've talked about a million times now, he's got injury concerns. He's got big-time strikeout concerns. Luis Robert right now is striking out over 34% of the time. That's a lot. Number two, Luis Robert's got a 113 WRC plus right now. I know he missed a lot of time this year, but he's played about 50 games now. He's been about 13% above league average as a hitter with all the strikeouts. And in the last 2 weeks, he is OPSing under 600. So all that encompassing with the fact that I'll go back to what I've said a bunch now over the last couple weeks. One bat doesn't fix this thing. Even if it's prime Luis Robert when he's playing at his best, that doesn't fix this whole offense. And all of that paired together with the fact the White Sox are asking for the moon, I can't buy in on this one. There's way too much risk involved. There's way too much hit or miss, quite literally, because he strikes out 34% of the time. And I just don't think this is who you shell out your farm for. Honestly, at this point, I'm more interested in Vladdy.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Let me reframe the question in this way. So I'm with you on Luis Robert for what he's doing this year when you really need him the most. And especially the center field aspect. We talked about him paying for the center field price. The Mariners would have him in center field if they traded for him for a week until Julio was back and ready to go. Would you still want to trade for a center fielder, though, with Julio out?
If they trade for Jazz Chisholm, sure, because he could play center, he could play second, he could play a little bit short if he has to. Jazz Chisholm made 2 miraculous plays in center field today, Thursday, that being. Yeah. He made a couple of really nice catches. That is somebody that, again, if something like this happens where Julio goes out, you have somebody that can go play center field. Jazz Chisholm can play the outfield. So somebody like that I'm interested in because, again, Jazz has the club control, and he's not going to cost all that much. Sure, I'm interested in trading for a center fielder. I'm just interested in them trading for an outfielder because they need an outfielder.
I'm going to break in on this segment. It's not a trade, but it is something that has not happened to the Mariners in 20-plus years. Would you like to know what it is?
Let's hear.
The Mariners will be on Sunday Night Baseball on August 11th.
Against the Mets?
Yeah.
Wow.
At home. It has been, I think it's been, 22 years? I think 2002 was the last time.
That is unreal. Like, now of all times, you put him on Sunday Night Baseball? Now? Oh, man. I hope they have a bunch of new bats by then.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jazz will look really good on Sunday Night Baseball against the Mets.
Oh, he'd look great. He'd look awesome. Wow, that is crazy. The Mariners are going to be on Sunday Night Baseball.
At home.
Has it been since Steve Cishek blew that game against the Cubs that they've been on Sunday Night Baseball?
Yeah. Oh, that game sucked. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But that was on the road.
Yeah, it was.
This was T-Mobile Park on Sunday Night Baseball. I hope ESPN remembers how to get to the ballpark.
Yeah, that's actually going to be crazy. I guess we're not doing a live stream that Sunday, that's for sure, because it'll be a night game.
I know. Or we can do post-game one.
Well, maybe.
Game would end around 7.
Oh, wait, what am I saying? It's the West Coast. It's not going to start at 7 o'clock.
It's a 4:10 start.
Yeah. So, yeah, we could still do one. I mean, we still might have to do one a little late because I would assume I'll be at the game and I'll have to drive home. But, yeah, we could still do one. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Huh. All right. Sign me up.
I know. Shout out
anyway,
to
okay, I'm glad you broke in on that. That's cool. Breaking news here on the Marine Layer Pod. Anyway, yeah, I'm still interested in the Mariners trading for a center fielder or an outfielder. Multiple outfielders, to be honest with you, but somebody that has the ability to play center field. So, yes, Jazz Chisholm. He's going to cost way less, and he has He has a lot of club control. It can't be Luis Robert. Not for what they're asking for.
No. Now, if the price comes down, perhaps. But the White Sox, assuming they can execute a trade in a competent fashion and not get totally ripped off. If the Mariners can totally rip off the White Sox, then obviously we're in.
Sure.
So, but in the sense that the White Sox handle this logically, they would know if the Mariners were trying to acquire Luis Robert right now, they would be desperate. Certainly desperate. I'm sure the White Sox GM knows the fact that Jerry DiPoto's seat is probably warm. So is Scott Service's seat. They know that the roster's not hitting, and they know that they need a center fielder. So you know what they could do? They could just be like, well, we know you really want him. So we're going to sit back, and we're going to let you hand over. Keith Law is now our number 5 prospect in baseball. Colt Emerson, Felnine Celestin, so one of those guys. And then more. Johnny Farmelo, we'll take him too. And all that. And you wouldn't want to give that up. Wouldn't want to give that up for Luis Robert. And some people could make the case. I think Luis Robert, in a full healthy season next year, would bounce back and play a lot better next year, which can make a big impact on the Mariners and be exactly what they need offensively. However, that's a lot of projection at this point. So I think going and getting Jazz, again, I think Jazz at this point would be the idea. Cedric Mullins is on the block too. He's not going to hit, but he can play center field, and he's a better hitter than Mitch Haniger is, and not too much off of Dom Canzone either. So,
Yeah, no, you're right. Now, I'll say 1.5 more guys we want to talk about. On the Vladdy thing, because we mentioned him, are we buying these he who shall not be named rumors, a.k.a. John Heyman rumors, that the Mariners are actually very much in on Vladdy? Are we buying this?
Has Jerry called Ross Atkins about him? Sure. How much progress? Where's the progress meter at? That's what I'm wondering. Because Jerry's probably called all 29 teams, seeing what's available.
We also know John Heyman is not tied in with the Mariners at all. I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason he does not like the Mariners, is because nobody will give him sources there. Mariners keep things pretty tight-lipped and in-house. And John Heyman, I've seen people tweet that about John Heyman before, that they're like, I'm pretty sure the reason he doesn't like the Mariners is because they won't give him sources. So do we actually believe he's got some inside information into what the Mariners might be doing? I don't know.
But he said they've been aggressive. It's so subjective. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's all talk. It's all hearsay.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, to be honest.
Right.
I'd be interested, but I'm not buying it.
Now that the M's need a shortstop, would you reconsider his diamond mate, Bo Bichette?
And this is the last guy we're going to get to. No.
Yeah, his WRC plus has gone down since we last talked. It was already low. I think it was 72 the last time we talked about him. 69 now. This is unfathomable. This dude is 20. He's our age. He's 26. And he goes from 120 WRC plus guy to now doing half of that, which is crazy. If it was 95, I think you and I would be saying bye, right? I think you and I would be saying bye, because you could just move him around the infield and deal with him and JP next year however you would want. But that's tough. Not if they're asking for the price we think they're going to ask for him.
Now, if they were going to ask for Michael Arroyo and Alberto Rodriguez, sure, I'll trade for Bo Bichette. But you know what the Blue Jays are going to try to ask for in terms of the return package. And if you're the Mariners, you shouldn't be willing to give that up. Now, if Bo Bichette was a 95 WRC plus hitter, you would hope, well, it's been a bit of a down year for him. Maybe it'll just be a one-off. He can bounce back in 2025, even though, again, he does do a lot of things that don't really fit the Mariners' blueprint, where he just swings at a ton of first pitches. He doesn't really walk, et cetera, et cetera. He doesn't strike out. That's nice. But
you just described Luke Raley besides the strikeout part.
Well, anyway, for those of you out there hoping, well, maybe Bo Bichette would still turn it around. Maybe he'll start to get hot here. In the last 30 games, Bo Bichette has a 510 OPS. It ain't pretty. What's that?
He'd fit right in. Sounds like a Mariner already.
So again, if the trade package was way lowered by Toronto, sure, I'll listen. Not if they're asking for top-end talent. Not for top-end prospects. No way.